something just kept calling me to do it. Many of you may be surprised that I'm speaking today, because for most of my high school years, I've been very quiet and only kept a close circle of friends. So there are many things you all don't know about me. And even those who I am very close to, you just don't know everything. As I stand here the day of my 12th grade graduation, I can't help but think of all that I've overcome. I grew up in conditions that many of you probably would never imagine. Throughout my childhood and teen years, I faced relentless violence, drug and alcohol abuse, child abuse, neglect, homelessness, severe financial struggles, and much more. Witnessing and experiencing all of these things at a young age had an immense toll on my life and have shaped me into the person I am today. My circumstances in many ways are indescribable. There are just some things you have to go through to know what it's actually like. During the time of my childhood, I lived in a 2-bedroom apartment that was home to drug addicts, prostitutes, alcoholics, and families who didn't have anywhere to go. While living in this apartment, I was the only girl home during the night since my mom had to work. At one point, there were 11 people staying with us, and waking up to a new face sleeping right beside me became natural. I remember every day I would cry and ask God, why me? Growing up, I developed a lot of trust issues, anxiety, fear, and very low self-esteem. I always felt like I wasn't important. Nobody cared about me, that everything I did was never going to be enough. My life was just becoming overwhelming, and I couldn't take it anymore. Almost every night, I sit behind my bedroom door with my diary, a pencil, and a knife. I have written hundreds of suicidal letters and attempted to commit suicide on several occasions. The only thing that held me back from taking my life was my younger brother. While all the chaos and confusion was going on around us, I had to be the one to stay strong. At an early age, I taught myself to become responsible for my little brother and the choices I made. I brought myself up to be independent and to only trust a select few people. However, all of these things came together to form a great wall that still remains with me. When I first began high school at City High, I was homeless. I recall it being difficult to enroll here since I didn't have the required 2 proofs of address. Instead, I had to get verification from the shelter to prove that I actually did not live there. I began living with my cousin Katie. If it weren't for my cousin Katie, I probably wouldn't be graduating today. There were so many people who would look at me and just felt sorry. Sorry, Jazz, for what you've been through. Yeah, Jazz, you're facing a lot. Or they would just complain to my mom, but not many people actually did anything but talk. Katie didn't just see me as a victim of a hard childhood. She seen something in me that I didn't even see in myself. I will never forget what she said to me, Jazz, if you don't like something about your life, it's up to you to change it. Many people told me that I wouldn't amount to anything because of the situations I was raised in. They'd always tell me how statistics say kids like me end up dropping out of high school, become pregnant, and dependent on drugs and alcohol. Today, I want to prove to all those people that I'm not just another statistic. I chose to live by choice, not by chance, to make changes, not excuses, to be motivated, not manipulated. Somehow, I transferred my problems into potential and learned to listen to my inner voice instead of taking the path everyone thought I would. This past March, I received an email that can attest to this. I was notified that I was selected as a Horatio Alger National Scholar. For those of you who are not familiar with the Horatio Alger Association, it is a scholarship foundation for students who demonstrate individual initiative, are committed to hard work, and who persevere over challenging adversities. By earning a scholarship on a national level, I not only received $20,000 towards my college education, but a life-changing experience. This past April, I was required to attend their annual 5-day conference in DC. This conference was amazing. There really aren't any words that can describe it. I met 103 incredible high school students who had flourished through hard times just like me. I also had the opportunity to meet hundreds of millionaires and billionaires who found inspiration through our life stories and celebrated us. I found myself constantly crying at almost every event from all the gifts, friends, stories, and encouragement that I've never had before. This occasion allowed me to see that everything I had worked hard for and overcome was for a special purpose. Here I am today, alive and prospering. There's just so much I can tell and so much I can honor. Through it all, I wouldn't change a thing. you don't always end up where you start off. When I began high school, I didn't even have a home, and now I'm graduating at the top of my class with many accomplishments and a full ride to college. The road wasn't easy, but that's what makes me appreciate the journey even more. When I look back on the days when I wonder why God would make me go through so much and thought that there wasn't a purpose for my life, I realized that everything happens for a reason, and that in the end, it all made me stronger. You may not understand why certain things happen to you, or why your life is the way it is, but someday you'll look back on it and understand that it was all necessary for you to grow. If I hadn't experienced the things I had, I wouldn't be the same young woman I am today. No matter how far I get in life, I will always remember where I came from and found motivation. From here on, all of us are going to be following a whole new path. No matter what your past is like or where your future is headed, there will be obstacles, you'll make mistakes, and people will try to crush your dreams. Today, I just want to encourage everyone to never give up. Don't let any situation or anyone, not even yourself, hold you back from your destiny. You just never know where life will take you. The sky's the limit.